Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I am very good too.
Happy Thursday. Where is my tea? Here we go. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Got it.
morning. Good morning.
Gina, I was thinking about you earlier.
My ears were burning. They weren't. But tell me
Probably
anyway.
were. I was remembering our awesome training class thing we all did for your Success magazine. And I wanted to hear a quick update on that.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
I met with the head of the coaches yesterday with Gary actually. And then we're meeting with another guy on Tuesday because the person that we met with is like, that's not me. It has to be this other person, blah, blah, blah. So Tuesday's the first meeting we can get. So I'm meeting with them. I'm also working with another group. Actually got 3 fronts I'm trying to hit this thing on. So I'm
okay.
talking with the tech guy to find out what the hell's going on and why they're not built out and what the timeline is on that. I'm working through honey badgers, and I have to put together a 45-minute webinar for that so they can do it. They have me rewrite it to a 12-week course. So I did that. And I'm also working with building my own funnel out. And I just finished my email chain yesterday, met with my marketing guy yesterday. And marketing guy is, I want you to book every in-person thing. He's like, do you like getting on stage? And I'm like, yeah, piece of cake. And he goes, book every single thing you can do to get yourself on stage, podcast, whatever. And I'm like, I can't do anything talk to my surgery because I like literally can't. It would kill me. I mean, I would do it. Nobody would know, but it would kill me afterwards if I was standing on stage for like an hour or something. And he said, he goes, get it set up for as soon as your surgery is done. Just get them set up now. And I'm like, so I'm really excited about that, actually. I'm really excited. Yeah. So
Awesome.
when I gave up sugar, like, not this Monday, but the prior Monday, so 10 days ago, which has been good. So I feel really good. And so the weight's like slowly coming off. And I'm like, well, if there's not an incentive to keep your ass off sugar, I don't know what is, man.
Sugar is the devil. It
I can
is.
give you one.
Yep. So there you go. That's good enough for my good news. Let's hear from you all. Let's hear some good news. And thank you, Trevor.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Of
All right.
course.
What you guys got?
Well, I made a counter offer for Branch Road. The guy came in like 25,000 lower than what he told me he was going to do. So I met with them and went over all the offers and the cash offers, and we made a counter. So I'm hoping this guy will counter back and we can get this deal done.
You know, I love that. And another response back to it is, you know, we have 4 other offers on the table and there's this. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I told him we had some others, and you know, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. He said the guy couldn't do more than 325, which was what he was supposed to originally offer, and he put it in at 350 and then asked for 10,000 in contingencies, and we pay title and survey. Well, we've already got the survey, so that's no big deal. Title I don't have a problem with. And you know, but I've got a walk away number that I need to get him. And that's what I told him. So
yeah.
And the only way we could, if he comes up to 325, then we can't pay for anything. And I think I can still get my walk away number. So I hope he comes back with something.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool.
We'll
Yep.
see.
All right. Who else has got some good news?
Saturday is Mexico for a week.
Woo woo.
Oh, I'm so jealous. We're in
I
Mexico.
know.
Oh, I missed it. What did you say, Trevor?
Leaving for Mexico on Saturday for a week.
I think you need an assistant.
Yeah.
I think I need like all of y'all.
I think
All
we
right,
can
here we
get
go.
out.
Put us in your suitcase.
All right.
Yep, yep.
Right. So
Roll us into Mexico.
my friend Michael, she's so adorable. She's the cutest little 5-year-old girl. And so I brought, Michael's never been out of the state. She's a little country girl and never had a guy who ever did anything special for her. I don't know why. She's so beautiful and so smart and fun. Anyways, Millie is her little daughter. So I brought 2 bags over for Michael, suitcases, one carry on, one that she would check, you know, depending on how much space she needed. Anyways, Millie hears what's going on. She's like, you're not going out me. I said, all right, well, you better get in that black bag over there then. Clearly runs in, curls up. She goes, but you're not gonna zip it, right? I said, well, Millie, we gotta hide you, girl.
Yeah, exactly. And we
Yeah,
gotta
it's actually really perfect timing because I've been working with everything with Tim and get started on all that. And so just go away, refresh, clean the palette, the mental palette, come back, try to work on being a better morning person.
Oh, look at me.
You know,
Yeah.
morning starts at midnight, right, Trevor?
That's right.
Oh, do not
Exactly
encourage him.
Well, I'll tell
I'm
you, so, you know,
sorry.
I've been Uber driving to make extra money. Well, before I get my $1 million closing, because that took a lot longer than it was supposed to, and some other things. So it was, you know, getting a little uncomfortable there financially. And so I started the Uber thing, and I really like doing it at night because then I can work on this during the day and jam. So yeah, so I finished and said, okay, I got 30 minutes till the group meets. So here we go.
How much are you pulling in with Uber? I'm just curious because I'm looking at maybe doing something similar to make ends
So
meet.
it depends, but I can count, at least right now, this time of the year, on 1,000 a week.
1,000 a week.
PF
Shoot.
does it
That's worth
too.
renting a car.
Yeah.
PF does it too, and Dennis on the team does rent a car. No, Dennis runs medical.
Mm,
He does medical, but he rents a car so the mileage doesn't go on his car, and it covers the rental piece of cake. He knows how to get rentals really cheap too, and then does the medical. I don't know what he's running. Who knows? Dead bodies for all I know. I have no idea what he's running. But there's some other ideas if that's something you guys need to do in the interim.
yeah, I mean,
yes.
it's smart, and I mean, it keeps us in our own game, you know. I'm still able to set all my appointments, do what I need to do. I've made real estate contacts doing it.
That's what we worked with PF on too. Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
I
Dennis
thought about it, but I didn't think about a rental until just now.
How many hours are you putting in?
It depends. I drove 8 hours last night.
Oof.
So, yeah, but you know, it goes really fast. So
Yeah, I
and
think
then
it
they
would
have
be kind of,
little quest things, but like, I don't know if you can see that.
You gotta hold it back. Can't hold it up. When you've got green screen thing going there,
Oh,
we
okay.
can't see it.
So
So-
I drove 2 nights that went into the next day, and I've made $514 already. And those are weeknights. So you make a lot more on the weekends. Give you an idea, last week I made just over $1,000, and the week before I made $1,316.
Hmm.
And then yeah, so that's all Uber. Uber pays a little bit more in my area. Lyft has a deal where they'll guarantee if you do 100 rides within a certain period of time, $900. So it comes out to like they basically guarantee $9 a ride. You have to be very careful with it, guys, because Uber will let you spend all your money and beat up your car all at your expense.
Yes, so you really gotta factor that stuff into it too.
Too.
All right, let's circle back around with some more good news.
I'll throw a handful of little things out there.
Okay. we'll
Okay.
catch 'em.
Good. I told you yesterday I have an appointment this morning with somebody about land. My gut says that's pretty good. And I also got a call yesterday evening when I was out doing with other different things. And it was about seeing a property. Can we see a property before open house, right? And they called twice during the day and 2 different numbers and didn't leave a message, didn't whatever. So I looked at it, but I ignored it, right? And then around 5, I get another one, but this one actually has a message, same number, says what I just told you. And so I said I'd call back in just a minute. They tell me that's not for them, it's for their mother, call this. I did. Mother's looking at a house nearby in a over 55 area, inexpensive, low end, but I know the house is usually decent, right? So I talked to her and all that stuff. When I get the system to work and pull up, I get them to go meet me this evening because it's that low. And it's like, okay, I need you to sign this when we get there. I said, there is one piece of paper I need you to sign, right? She tells me no problem. Guess what? Get there, she doesn't sign it and refuses to sign it. And I find out she's working with a whole bunch of people, but won't sign anything for anybody. Right? So that's a good and bad kind of situation. I'm real aggravated about it. And then I've also, I put off going and looking at some properties for myself for investment purposes here because of that. So that's kind of all going in a circle. Just
right.
crypto, but it's good.
Back around with some of that.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
good.
All right. We'll hang on the good one and we'll circle back around if you want on the other one. All right. Who else has got some good news? Like somebody pump me up. Come on, y'all.
I know that wasn't a very good pump. Sorry.
We're okay.
Where's PF when we need him?
Ha! No, probably tailing in about 10 more minutes. So, okay, Bree.
Today's one of those mornings where I'm just grateful.
Yay.
So
Aw.
grateful for you guys. Little snippets of things that you guys say play back in my mind and helps me get through the day, both personally and professionally. I'm grateful this morning I got to brush my teeth and wash my face. So one, I don't have bad breath for other people, and two, I don't look like Elvira. Because I literally
She
had
looks pretty good
eyeliner
sometimes.
Huh?
She looked pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, she does. No disrespect to her, but I was not cute as Elvira. It's just one of those mornings where it just feels like things are clicking,
Yay.
and it's been a rough beginning of the year. So this is not how I felt for a long time. So I'm just grateful.
You're gonna make us
Grateful.
all cry. Oh,
Grateful to start my day with you guys because it's really like the one consistent thing that I look forward to.
I agree.
So thank
do
you.
not screw up my makeup.
will.
I have to go work out later, but that's not the big deal. But then I have an appointment after that, and I don't want my makeup screwed up. Thank you, Bree.
That's why
You're
I don't
welcome.
wear it.
Thank you for sharing that. I will look like Elvira. That's what you're doing.
I
All
was
right.
telling you that yesterday, right, Gina? It was
I
an amazing-
know.
Yep.
You know,
We love you, Bree.
Love you guys. Love you, Anna. And Liz, every day I say to myself, be a good receiver.
ah,
I need a
Every day,
reminder of
like-
that.
Huh?
I said,
You
I
were
can,
telling someone, and it clicked with me. Like, we have to all learn to be a good receiver. Like, I think everyone on this call is an amazing giver, both personally and professionally. And because you're such amazing people personally, professionally, your integrity, and we're all good givers. And you said something that just resonated to me, like, be a good receiver. And I forgot who you were talking about. And it's like, I'm a horrible receiver. Just like I was telling Kimberly, I was a horrible client to myself. Because when I was looking for a place, I had to realize I had to look outside the box. And it took somebody else to say that. For me to say, this is exactly what I say to other people. I've got to do it for myself. So.
Well, thank you for reminding me that I said that because I was not a good receiver yesterday and I needed to be. So thank you. I'm grateful for all of you.
it is so good. It is
Grateful for all
so
you.
good. Yes, and I'm reminded of the 6 archetypes, and I'm looking for the first part of the archetype to kind of go through what it is and what their journey is. I'm not seeing right now, but the martyr, which is the giver, this person's purely altruistic and fears appearing or being selfish. They crave goodness and they gift us with the giving all of oneself. Think of Luke's Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen, or Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end right before he gets killed, or the Tin Man in the not Gone with the Wind. Oh, heck, the same year that same movie came out, Wizard of Oz. The Tin Man gives everything for Dorothy. That's what the giver is. But what they have to learn, their identity is dubious pride, hiding self-value and self-worth. And they can only give, and they must learn that they are worthy to accept as well. That's what they have to learn. That's their lesson. They have to learn that lesson. So that's the archetype in that arena of your life. That is your lesson to learn. Where'd you go? You moved up there. PF came on and put you up here. That's cool though. Found you.
And that's the martyr.
Yeah, it's the martyr, it's the giver. It's the, because they give everything. They give everything. But we're worthy to receive also. And you're right. I think this is a whole group of giving people. At least as one, I believe, looking at my life, there's 6 archetypes, and I believe I live all of them in different places and arenas in my life. So all the lessons come very, very true to me, or feel very real to me of what I need to learn. But that giver one sort of has, that's like my core that's run through my whole life. Arenas, that's a core. So you fear being selfish or appearing selfish. And it's true for me. It's true. All right, let's hear some more good news. PF, we were looking for you earlier. We needed somebody to pump us up. What you got? Yes. You're
Let's
muted.
see.
Right, let's hear it.
Oh, I'm helping a friend throw a big bash for a friend who's leaving the country because his visa, he got laid off unexpectedly, and he's on a sponsor visa, so the visa expired. So
Trevor, did your visa expire?
I'm sorry.
Trevor's leaving the country tomorrow. I'm like, did your visa expire? Okay.
Oh, right.
That's awesome, PF.
So we're throwing a big party this weekend, kind of like a last minute emergency thing. And it's funny how it feels like everybody in the area is like craving social interaction.
Oh,
So everybody's saying yes.
Yes.
you know, I bet you're gonna have a heck of a party because that just sometimes that last minute stuff really is amazing. It just really is.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Maybe somebody will turn out of that party that will be able to re-sponsor him and keep him in the country.
Yeah. There you go.
Or
Sponsor
then-
program.
Well, I
Oh,
was
wow.
thinking you first, but
Yep, that's very cool. All
Yeah.
right. Let's hear some cool things. Thanks, PF. Let's hear something else. Craig, you're off mute.
Yeah. So I feel good today. I've been in a pissy mood ever since we went to Philly. Didn't get to see my daughter, and her mom just,
aw,
pissed me off. But so I think that just kind of threw me off, period. And I was even thinking, why the hell am I even in real estate? I just want to like quit and go hide somewhere. But yesterday, I was at Starbucks. I worked from Starbucks a little bit yesterday, and I saw this Air Force recruiter, and he and I started talking, and we had a good conversation. He was actually stationed in Dover, Delaware, before he got the recruiting assignment, and I told him about my experience there, and so then he told me where he lived, and he bought a house, he and his family, and he'll be leaving in 2024. And I told him I was a realtor, and so he told me to keep in touch because he's gonna have to sell his house. And then yesterday as well, Nicole, I spoke to her, and she wants to do like a role play on Tuesdays. So
Nice.
I agreed, and we're gonna do that every Tuesday for about 30 minutes. So it turned out good, and I feel a whole lot better today. I just feel re-energized, rejuvenated. Feel like I can still do real estate today.
You know, John Giggy on Monday night said something that had just really, and actually, Kathy, it was to you. That he said it.
well,
And It is so resonated with me. He said two things that really resonated with me. And the first one I still have written down here on the 3 types of pain, which I disagree. I think there's 4 because it immediately got me thinking. But it was brilliant. And the other thing he said, the hurt you experience is real. It's very real. When you experience hurt, when somebody does something to you or something happens or trauma or falls from the sky or whatever, that hurt is very real. But the conditioning around it is a lie. And brain just blown wide open. Yeah, because I know that this tells me lies all the time. You know, if you leave my head alone, my head will just go spinning down some weird lying path. And that just really clarified it. Pain's real, the conditioning around it is a lie. So
So explain that, the conditioning around it is
yeah,
what?
so the pain's real. So let me see if I can think of something personal. My ex, the whole bad marriage thing, well, that hurt really, really bad, but it doesn't mean that all men are evil, or that if I try and reach out again, I really am very vulnerable and say, you know, if you do this, it will hurt me, that next person is going to hurt me too. It doesn't mean that, or I should just, I'm running into massive brick walls with my book. I mean, it's just massive. Rewrite it, do a 45-minute webinar. This system isn't up yet. That system's not up yet, but which is painful. But the conditioning around it would be like what Craig said is I should just not do it. And I know that's not true. It's not true. That's a lie. So I'm like, plowing through anyway, you know, damn the torpedoes and full steam ahead and all that, because the conditioning is a lie. Pain's real though. It hurts.
So like, okay, tell me if this would be an example. Like at where I wait tables, publicly in front of everyone, the GM said, Bree is very overqualified, but she knows how to stay in her lane.
Oh.
Right, it gets worse.
Ah.
Another server tells me another day that I need to learn to stay in my lane, that I back talk, and that he appreciates people that work under him.
So can you get a more mixed bag of messages?
Oh, he's
Right,
just
and-
putting
and-
her,
and
he's
the
just
GM
putting her in her
said that-
place so he can control her.
So the GM said in a meeting, private meeting, that there's nothing wrong with telling me I should stay in my lane. And as a Black woman, I said, it's been used to pigeonhole me. So,
Right.
but not lit. So would what John Gee said, would it be like not letting that, my response be conditioned?
No, I don't. Okay, hang on. My opinion is this. My opinion is when those things are said, that pain is very, very real.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, that's just that hurts, and it hurts heart and emotional and brains and, you know, and which manifests itself physically oftentimes. Like it hurts. But
Yeah.
for me, if the mental story, and I can just tell you my own, I don't know inside your head, but if the mental story started spinning down to all people are this, or I should just, you know, never do that again, or I'm worthless, or any other self-talk around it other than this really hurts and that really sucked, and that person over there, you know, this is the reason why it hurt. And it doesn't mean that you say, I don't think it means that you say, well, you know, he was just having a bad day, or he's just young, or he's just this, or whatever it is, whatever. I don't think it means giving them excuses, because I think the hardest thing is to be in a place when someone else hurts you, specifically another person hurting you, not a rock falling out of the sky. When someone else hurts you, I think the hardest thing to do is stay in a place of what you did was really wrong. What you did was very hurtful, and it hurt me really, really bad. And there's really no excuses for your behavior. What you do is hurtful, and it hurts. And then not spin into a place of clearly I'm not worth anything. That's the hard and to forgive anyway. That's how I take it. I'll take any other input from anybody.
Here's what I would say. I would say that, one, you're right, Gina, it's about them. It's not about Bree. And so her not spinning her thoughts into a place of negativity for yourself, Bree, is truly important. I usually take those comments and say, ouch, to myself. It's like an ouch test for me, like, ouch, that hurt.
Mhm.
So I can put myself into place and like, why did that hurt? What was going on? Blah, 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 blah. May open up a communication with the person that said it and said, you know, that didn't really fit, that comment didn't really feel too good. I'd like to talk about that because this is how it landed on me, so to speak. And the other thing I always say to myself, people who are afraid of my ambition, that's how they kind of, or my confidence or how I present it, and their retort or response to me is in a fashion that, you know, they're trying to make me feel bad, is about them. It's not about me. So, you know, the fact that they're afraid or, you know, offset by your ambition or your confidence or how you present is not your problem.
Nope, that's theirs. Oh, and Liz, you just said something also a minute ago that I was like, holy moly, I forgot this. Bree, here's one of my favorite things to do when somebody says things that are just absolute shite. And that is just bald face looking without blinking or out anything, not a mean look, although I have a resting bee face, so there's that. But just bald face, ouch. And it's not said, I said that too quietly. It's not said strong. It's not said forceful or anything. It's just ouch. And you just keep staring. And it is the other person, it's just one of those things that makes the other person stop because it was so unexpected. That's one that I've heard. The other one that I've heard, which I don't like as much, but I get it, is, are you okay? And
Ooh.
so you like that one? Great, take that one. If
I
that-
like both of them, but
Okay.
the other thing that was going in my mind was fuck you, but
Well, that stuff can certainly happen too, but keep that,
Yeah.
those
Right,
thoughts
but
inside your
probably
head.
not in a public meeting.
Right, inside your head. Those are the
I
inside the
always-
head of your journal thoughts.
I always look at them that way, you know, give them like a really,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I might ask them really 3 or 4 times,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and look at them like they're stupid.
Yes. And the thing of it is, especially if someone's emotional level is up here and it's manifesting itself in their, you know, their voice or their actions, or, you know, when people are starting to get up like this, and when they're starting to come up like that, and you stay completely calm with really, or are you okay, or ouch, or whatever direction you want to go with that one, you are winning. And in this case, I hate win-lose. Okay, no, I take that back. I'm competitive as heck. I like win-lose. But in a relationship I care about, I don't want to win-lose. I mean,
Right,
I feel
right.
like if we win, we both lose. But in that type of situation, yeah, I do want to win. I really
Right.
want to keep completely calm, and I want you to look like a flipping idiot. I used to use this when I was younger because I got in a lot of fights when I was a teenager, a lot. And I remember this one girl's like, "Da, da, 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 da," and I'm like, if you hit me and I find out about it, and that's just it. I just let it hang there. If you hit me and I find out about it.
And just
Right,
says,
let
could
imagination
be
go.
2 hits, me hitting you, you hitting the floor.
All right. Who else has anything that they want to share, or that we want to move into any challenges? Because I know we're pushing way over, but this has been a good conversation as always. All right, I'm going to share one thing that I heard that I learned this morning that I thought was amazing. You know how when we do new things, the first time we take a listing, the first time we meet with a buyer, the first time we, you know, talk to a big deal, the first time we take $1 million listing, the first time blah, 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 whatever. You know how we're afraid and we're like in the very beginning, and then after you do it a while, you know, you kind of get over it and all that. But you don't really, I learned this. They said what it comes from is people who have phobias. When people have a phobia, claustrophobia, let's say, and they can't get into an elevator, you break it down to little tiny steps, and then you have, well, can you get, you know, within 6 feet of an elevator? Okay, can you get 3 feet of an elevator? Okay, can you just touch the button and not get on? Okay, can you just get inside the elevator, but we leave the doors open? Okay, can you just ride at 1 floor? And you break it down to little tiny chunks so that they can overcome it. And But what happens, this is so interesting, this part I didn't know. I knew about breaking things down to manageable little chunks and just, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do baby steps, right? I knew about that. But the thing I didn't know, which I was like, blew my mind this morning, the fear doesn't go away. Okay, we all know that. We all know that the fear is not going to go away. You got to do it anyway in fear. And Kimberly, we just talked about that. You got to do things in fear. You got to step forward in fear. The fear doesn't go away. What happens is that you get stronger than the fear. And I've heard that before, but I was like, but then I really thought about it. Every single time before I do public speaking, there is this mass energy, which I've renamed and called energy, that courses through my veins and kind of settles actually down in the pit of my stomach. But it's like, and I just start buzzing with it. Well, that's fear. But I renamed it as energy, which I prefer much better anyway, but it still is fear. But because I've done it so many times, I'm confident. All confident is that I have the knowledge and the wisdom and the practice. So I'm stronger, I'm smarter, stronger, so mentally stronger, emotionally stronger, physically stronger, skills-wise stronger. All I am is stronger now than that thing. But the fear thing doesn't go away. It just gets renamed and becomes something that looks and feels completely different because of that. Completely different because of that. And I really just, I don't know, I liked that. I kind of started messing with that in my head of all the times that, like, doing this 45-minute webinar, I don't know what the hell to do it on, and I got to figure it out. And so it kind of makes me nervous inside, which is like little fear. And it's like, the only way through it is through it. And all you're going to do is get stronger. That's all you're going to do is just get stronger, better, faster, harder, whatever that song was that they used to do. So that was my little tidbit I learned.
Nice.
Have you heard the phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger?
Yes,
I hate it.
Nietzsche, or however you pronounce his name, Nietzsche or something. Yep.
Yeah.
him. Yep, he's very interesting. A lot of people don't like him because they've read his stuff, but you really need to read his stuff to understand, because they pull his stuff out of context. That's a great one, not pulled out of context. That means exactly what it means.
And
Yeah.
then there's one that says, Nietzsche said God is dead, and then God said Nietzsche is dead.
Ha, ha. The God
Who is this guy that we should read?
Nietze, I believe is how you spell it. Now, hang on. The God is dead one is the one that people really dislike him about. But if
Yeah, I
you
studied him.
if you take the whole passage, he is literally talking about what we are doing as a human race to kill
God.
sense of higher morality. And that's what he's really talking about. He's like, you're killing God. God is dead. Now, he was not a proponent of religion, so it's not like he was, so
Yeah.
that, but it's still much more, there's a lot more to it than just those three words.
Yeah. He's very interesting, and he really makes you think.
Yeah. I should
I
probably,
took a whole course on that when I went to college X number of years ago.
yeah, and I think probably everybody who went to college did. I did not go to college, so I really need to catch up and read me some of whatever he is to get it, to figure out what it is. Okay, you all, anything else before we hit into our Thursday, and then tomorrow's our Friday, and I think my husband's coming home tomorrow, so it's yay.
I just want to say that I look forward to the day where I can hug all of y'all.
Yeah.
I am extra lucky because I have had a Brie hug. So there, I'm going to just claim that right now. I've had me a Brie hug. So
I just want to say I went to church last night with the kids, and I was in this group with a whole bunch of young people. There was only one other person that had gray hair. And the bottom line I walked away with is, because we were talking about love, and love unconditional, and love that's transactional. And the bottom line is, whichever place you're in, show up with love.
that's so good. That takes away the value judgment that we wrap around it. That's very good. I have another piece of good news. Man, I met my marketing guy yesterday, and he said, get your butt up on stage. You're comfortable on stage. And I'm like, I am. And he goes, you don't understand what you carry with you on stage. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, he's 26, 7, 8, 9, whatever he is as a kid. Anna is Joe. And he goes, I can't get up on stage because I have no validity, because people look at me and go, what the hell do you know? You're a kid. And he goes,
Right.
I can help people individually and work with them that way because I know I've made many people, millions of dollars with the marketing. He goes, but you can walk up stage because you have all that. You have all these things that you've done behind you. You have total validity. And what it did was it took it backwards for me, because I felt the exact opposite of young, power, strong, passion, all that. Old person, like, who wants to hear a 60-year-old woman up on stage talking? And he flipped it completely the other direction around and gave me that gift yesterday, which is a really cool gift.
Mm.
I will take my gift. Yep.
I got one too. You want a
Yeah.
quick share?
Yeah.
All right. So I talked to the guy working with me for the taxes yesterday, finally. And at the end of the call, we ended with prayer, but he also thanked me because he said, I don't know if you realize it or not, but you come across and are very, very calming, centering, and help people, not only with the tone of your voice, but with the words you choose. And that's more or less what he said. It's not verbatim, but it was really good to hear because it's nice for one thing, but because, like, we're talking about martyrdom and being able to receive and self-value and worth. I struggle with all that. I don't ever think of myself as a martyr, which I don't like that word so much, but the giver part I like.
Pick the word giver. If the martyr word doesn't work for you, pick the word giver. We get connotations that we have individually around words, and sometimes a certain word has connotations for us that we don't like. There's another word that's a synonym. Run with it.
Yeah.
If it means it. So
But I thought that was really good.
I gotta concur, because you're the first voice this morning and you are a very calming voice. You always are. It's a very good morning, and it's just very. So who here has gotten a compliment in the last day, 2, 3, 4, that really kind of just like, and you saw something maybe that you didn't know, or it brought out something that but it really brought it out? Who's gotten that?
I have,
What you got?
from Gina.
What was
That
it?
it was that I've pulled through before.
Oh,
I've made miracles happen. Like, not the word miracles, but I've like made things happen that just weren't in the line of vision. I couldn't see it. I'd have faith. And so it just helped me stay strong.
it's true. It's true. It is true. Kathy, I said,
Mine was from you too, Gina.
well, okay, what was that?
Monday Night Live. And I messaged you,
Mhm.
and I was talking about believing in myself. And you said some words and told me how you believe in me and how I should believe in myself.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's crazy because I think of all of you guys as amazing. Like, literally, Craig, I'm like, how could you doubt yourself? Like, what are you talking about? And then Gina goes, Bree, how can you doubt yourself? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, when it's ourselves, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally, like, and if you all were to say, I doubt myself, I'd be like, you're crazy. Like, let me school you on how amazing you are.
Exactly. And that's exactly how I feel. And I go through it. I'm massively going through it. I shared a little bit with Anna yesterday, because this effing thing isn't sold yet. And back there is a stack of boxes pre-wrapped, ready to go, of the stupid things that were supposed to be up and running, which everybody said would be up and running, and I have to run all and it just beats on you. And then I wrap my brain around, well, you know what, if you got to fight and push through everything, and then it just feels for me like I'm in a season of, I have to do this. I have to beat my head against a lot of walls. Between the IRS, which 6 months ago said they'd finish off my dad's case and said that they would do it in 3 to 6 weeks. And that was 6 months ago, and they still haven't done it. And Indeed, I'm still in Indeed jail, although there's a little hope again. But it feels like, and this is just my construct, and I know it is. I know it is. If I was in a different space in my life and someone said, we need you to change your class from a 6-week to a 12-week, okay, that's just a step I got to take. But because I'm in this space, I'm like, why do I have to beat my head against the damn wall? And so I know it's just up here, but it does weigh me down and I do have doubts and I really struggle with it. And so when I come on here and I'm with all you guys just, this is the, what is it? It's the magic energy pill. I guess it's the magic energy pill that I need to believe in myself to go, all right, you can go do another day. Like, come on, girl. So there you go. That's what you guys give to me.
And I want to say thank you to Kathy for everything she's done for me behind the scenes. She's so kind and so giving and so uplifting and just went out of her way to help me. And Liz, I want to say a special thank you to you because every time we talk and you tell me, don't stress about it, just do what you can do. It's like it just uplifts me and say, okay, just take one more step, one more step, one more step.
Yeah.
And I mean, Trevor and PJ and Bree, I think, you've done so much more than I can think of, and Craig and little Kim starting out, and Anna, so kind and sweet and giving. I just love you guys all. And I thank you for being here for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, me too. I agree.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so one quick thing for Kathy.
Yeah.
You said you get hung up on the word martyr.
Yeah.
So it made me think, someone introduced me to the etymology of words a few years ago.
Yes.
Oh
Love
my
this.
God.
Bring it on. Bring it
So
on.
words
Smarter.
that we use, I don't know what martyr means, in the etymology means of martyr, but words we use that we think mean something
That they don't,
when
right?
when we go into the etymology, is something totally different. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
It means witness.
so
Well,
like
see, that means we're stepping back and watching.
yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like humble didn't mean what I thought it meant.
What does humble mean?
I can't remember what it was, but
Greg, you
it's,
gotta look that
it's
up.
more like, I think it was something like more like you're weak instead of I can't remember. But yeah, it was totally different. Yeah.
I love those two. Matter of fact, I was just thinking yesterday about y'all. This is the conversation's meandered. If you need to go, go. Like we totally get it. The word was prime minister. I thought of prime minister because I don't know why I said something about England or whatever in the prime minister, and I was like, just the term prime minister back to when church and state were same. And I just never had thought about that. I was like, that's really interesting. The word grumble is one of my favorite ones of what the real meaning, mumble. The real meaning behind murmur, sorry, I don't get it right yet. The word murmur, the real meaning behind the word murmur is to obstinately stop. And that really intrigued me because for me, I'd run across it in when they were walking Exodus, they're walking through the desert and everyone's pissed off. And so they're murmuring, it was better when we were back in Egypt. And that word actually, which people are like, and then God does whatever God does. And people like, in my head, it's like, why? Well, the word means to obstinately stop. So you're supposed to do this and you're not, you're murmuring. And I thought about in a workplace, when there's murmuring in a workplace, by Liz, when there's murmuring in a workplace, that's what it is too. There's murmuring, you're obstinately stopping. And it just really, I love it too. I love when you go down to the etymology of words. It's fascinating.
Yeah. One that I just thought of was wife. Wife was something, wife is negative. You would rather be a mistress than a wife.
Well, hey. There's something to that.
My
Friend's
friend
crazy.
once told me that a wife was just an unpaid prostitute.
Or if you go back through history, just a possession.
Yeah, that's
Craig,
true.
you were thinking of the words meek, deferential, submissive, right?
Okay.
For humble.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that because, and that's why I'm such a geek on names also, because names have meanings too. And
Yeah, they
I
do.
love, like yours means a rocky cliff. That's what yours means. So you're a rock, Craig.
Craig is a rocky cliff.
Yeah, Craig is a CRAG Scottish. It's a rock or a cliff. And I know this because My brother's name is Craig, and he is evil and gross. When I first met Craig, I told him, I don't know if you remember this, but I said, your job is to redeem the world of Craig in my life. And you
I
have,
remember that.
you have definitely done so.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
funny because that you bring that up, because when I was a kid, you know, one of the things that I did besides consuming books all the time was I used to have tons of dictionaries, and I'd walk around and I'd look up words and that kind of thing. And it was fun. And I still have a lot of dictionaries. They're old, but I have a lot of them.
Yeah, I used to read the encyclopedias. I read them like they were a book.
Mhm.
Such a
My
geek.
brother did that and we thought he was the weirdest geek. And then we were driving in Chicago and he turns around and he says, oh, that's a geodesic dome. And we all looked at him and went, how did he know that?
And
Because
those are so cool.
Because I read the G one, man.
You
Yeah,
know, it's hard to believe that we don't have those anymore.
I know.
Like every house you used to go in, you know, people had them. Yeah.
Yeah, the $3,000 version of Britannica. Yeah, now we have the free version of Google. So very interesting. Okay, you all, I gotta jump. I gotta go do a couple things before I got a coaching call at 9:30. And I think I'm gonna do something fun today. I don't know what it is, but who knows? I think I'm gonna go do a little bit of fun today, which would be nice. So
Cool.
after I work and figure out my 45-minute webinar. Have amazing days, you guys. Exactly. Much love to everybody. And I'm super looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
I
Love
love you
you.
guys.
All right.
Guys.